Good morning. Trying to adjust my top of the day to you, Ronnie. Trying to adjust my tripod. Kim got it all out of whack yesterday. She was doing some videoing in the house. That's the gentleman that picks up our garbage backing up there. That's that noise. He'll be gone here in a minute. Uh, lot of got a lot of work done yesterday. A lot of work. Good morning, Chris. Good morning, Connie, Christy, Sarah, Crystal, Jacob, Kate, uh, Suzanne, Kay Weston, or that's Katie Weston, Bamanola or Bamanola, Deborah, good morning, Beverly, Betsy Lou, good morning, Sherry, Miss Ken Do, it's going fast now, Earlene, good morning, Laurie, Heidi, whew, Peggy, good morning, Ronnie, good morning, Ronnie. Ronnie's feeling better, I think, guys. Ronnie was sick. Glad you guys prayed for him and got him over his little problem. Well, he got lots of problems, but over that, the illness problem. Uh, Good morning, Tammy, Cassandra, Chris, Cassandra. Okay, it's a different one, I think. Betsy Lou, yeah, we get. Okay, we got to go. Anna, Maria, Piazza. I get better. Deborah Barnes, good morning. Earlene. I get better with that name every time I say it. Yeah, top of the morning. Uh, Best donkey dad ever. Don't call him a donkey. Tari, good morning. Lori, uh, Cindy, Sandra, Linda, Miss Dallas, Reba. Reba's asked for prayers, guys, for her friend Molly. And so let's pray for Molly this morning. And she has some kind of doctor's appointments this morning. Everything comes out good. And remember Jill in your prayers. Jill is home. She came home late yesterday evening. We still got the baby. I think Dustin will probably come get the baby. Let me see if I can adjust this thing just a little bit, guys. Kim, Kim just messing stuff up. Dustin called. He said he's bringing her home, but he probably won't get the baby until, he said maybe last night. He said Jill wants that baby so bad. But he says, time I get her all settled in, I may be tomorrow morning. But so, anyway, she's home. Give you a little what I know so far. Good morning, Sandy. Dolly, good morning, sweetie. Janet, what I know so far is that the doctors was real confident they got everything. Even took, he said, had to take a little bit extra than what they wasn't anticipating, but they did it. A little bit extra tissue out of what all that means. But anyway, they felt confident. Now, what will come of this or the treatment stuff, I have no idea yet. I guess they'll let her know and should let us know. But the surgery went well. It's several hours. I forget now exactly. The first just said it's going to be maybe between 7 and 8 hours, and it may have been that because it was a long time before he called from the time she went in. But anyway, that baby, little Jean. They did not tell us that they sleep with that baby. Jill sleeps with him. So, when she got ready to put her little butt in the little bassinet, no, that ain't where I sleep. She'd cry. She'd get up, rock her, love on her, rock her. And she'd doze off. She'd put her back in her little bed. And immediately, bye guys, immediately, thank y'all. Immediately she started to cry, fret, and start crying. She come get it. That went on almost all night. Seriously. She said, I'm going to have to just, I guess, sleep here in my chair with her with me or right beside me. I said, well, I'll sleep on the couch then. I leave you there by yourself. So that's what we did. Well, about 3 o'clock in the morning, she just whipped. She was whipped. She said, I've got to go lay down. So she takes her with her and goes into the girls' room in that bed, it's a little bit bigger bed, and lays down with her. And the little thing went sound asleep. Just slept away. And she said, I guess I had to sleep with her. So she talked to Dustin the next morning. And Dustin, yeah, Jill sleeps with her. Well, why didn't you tell me? I'd have went to bed at normal time. The little thing slept almost all the rest of the night. But she's spoiled, already spoiled. Okay, Ricardo, you out there? Steve and Susan are at the doctor's office this morning. They had just getting blood work done. Steve had a little scare yesterday. I think he had to go to the doctor. He thought he had possibly had a blood clot, but it turned out it was something else. So it wasn't nothing real serious, but it scared him. Uh, okay, let's try to catch up with some of you folks here. Witchy Mama. Now, have I seen Witchy Mama before? Yeah, I don't always remember everybody I saw. But listen, I'll tell y'all right now, if any of you folks are new, okay, if you're new, we want to welcome you here on this channel. You're not going to find another channel nowhere like it. You're not going to learn much from me. But if you need prayer or something, there's guys here, prayer warriors, they'll pray for you. I always like to tell that story about when Ivan, if you new folks don't know Ivan, well, he's a donkey, but he don't know he's a donkey. I raised Ivan from a day or two old, and he's like one of my boys. Well, yeah, he's more like my boys than y'all would imagine. Yeah, but he got tetanus in the vets. First vet, anyway, he won't make it. So well, 20% chance or less, but most of the time they don't make it. They don't make it. And I come to you folks, my people here, they prayed for him. One lady went to church and had the church pray for him. I don't know what they thought about that lady when she left, but Ivan got well. He got well. And the vets, when I took him back, they couldn't believe it. They couldn't believe it. Hey, I got folks praying for him. All right, now, so anyway, if you need prayer, you just put it out there. These guys will pray for you. Now, also, if you're new and you want, a lot of folks, listen, I talked to a lady this morning, lives alone, don't have no family near. She looks forward to the lives because she's able to connect with folks. If you're like that, or you just want to connect with somebody, hey, that's the place to do it. Don't connect with Ronnie or Willie the one if Will shows up. They'll lead you astray. But us other folks, you're in good shape. You're in good hands. Like that insurance, Allstate. You're in good hands with Allstate. Yeah. Anyway, but just comment. Go ahead. These folks will talk to you, and so many people have made friends. And when this channel goes off every morning, or the 3 days a week we cut it off, they still communicating all day long, either by telephone or text or emails. You make a lot of friends here, guys. And especially you folks that like live alone. You can get new friends here to chat with off and on all day long or whenever. She has met so many and she chats with them. And like open up a whole new chapter, in their life. It's open up a chapter for me too, because I never knew folks. Well, I know a lot of folks around the country. Because I served in the military. I worked with, get out of here. Ads pop up on there right on my screen. It irritates me. But I met so many more people on here than I would ever remember from back in those days, and chat with a lot of them, and folks from around the world. That's what's awesome. I mean, that's to me, And I was telling Ronnie one day, Ronnie, how no one in Australia or New Zealand or wherever, or England or wherever, would have knew there was a Ronnie Neal that run around naked in Louisiana if it hadn't been for you being on this channel. Well, I ain't gonna tell you what he told me. It wasn't nice. But anyway, Okay, so now listen, if you have a birthday, you got to tell me. I got one on my list already. She already sent me a birthday request, and I'm hoping she lives in South Dakota. She's near a first aid station or a hospital because she starts that biting stuff. They'll do it. It'll happen. Already had it happen once. So if you have a birthday, I want you to start putting your names on here, and everybody help keep me in line. If I don't see it come by the screen, it goes by pretty fast. Uh, or Martha's husband needs prayer. Okay, I saw that. Laurie's got a birthday. I write it down on my whiteboard. Sorry, Buster. I will knock Buster out. It's Kim's fault. Uh, so I got to write Laurie and Martha's husband. I don't know his name, but God knows him. So, uh, so anybody else has a birthday? I got Laurie, and I've got another name here. She sent me a message. Anyway, oh, Catherine. Okay, Catherine. So hold that thought. Catherine. Okay. Reba had her wedding anniversary. Well, let's just sing to Reba too. We just sang anniversary to her too. Her and Ray. Uh, anyway, so if anybody sees more names, let me know, and here we'll get to it here in a few minutes. Uh, we had some cleanup out here yesterday. Uh, Kelly, there's a Kelly with a birthday. Hang on, hold that thought. Uh, okay, I got it. Anyway, had a cleanup. A little bit things look different there in the front this morning. It ain't finished, and I'll turn it around here and show you here in a few minutes. The little fort, the little playhouse, whatever you want to call it, the little delivery station, is gone. We all knew it was going to be leaving because it took away the view. And Dan and Lou and Bree for a little bit helped. They got it moved yesterday, and it's not all cleaned up yet. Uh, there's some boards out there that has to be removed and stuff like that. And then we'll go get that big rock pile moved and cleaned up out of the way too. So eventually it'll be all nice right here in front of the house. And I'll show it to you here in a few minutes where we're at. And I'll try to some point today between my other work in here, get some of that stuff, or get Ben help me get that stuff picked up and moved out of here, or most of it. All right. I'm trying to see is anybody else here. Hello, Janet, Reba, Betsy, Lou again. Okay. Alexis. Good morning, Cindy. Thank you, Cindy. She's sending prayers for Martha's husband, and everyone else needs prayer. God knows them. See, that's the thing. God knows who needs it. We just put it out there to him, and he'll take care of it from there. Terry Bodine. Is it Bodine? I'm here. Well, Terry, we're glad you're here, sweetie. Kim from Nebraska. All right. Good morning, Elizabeth. Donna, good morning. Now, and you folks, someone was telling me the other morning I was reading and said they had a little cool spot up there where they live. And I thought they said Michigan. I'm not sure. I thought, man, send some of that down here, or maybe it's may have been somewhere else. I don't know. working with a Kim, you can't keep your thoughts very good. They don't stick with you long. Her and I, hey, they're from Mobile, Alabama, and Kodiak, Alaska. All right. I always told her that if I ever went somewhere again, it'd be to Alaska. And she reminded me that today. She says, "Yeah, you always talk about ever since we've been married, you want to go to Alaska, drive that Alaskan highway." I said, "Yeah, I would, but now I don't know. I don't travel too well no more." Uh, yeah, a bear might eat Buster. I have to take Buster and Woody. You know, Woody won't stop beside the road and start marking trees. A bear run out and get him. What would I do? uh, Thank you there, Myrtle. Thank you so much. The house is coming on. Kim and I and Ben have worked out here for 2 days. Well, Ben actually only come out yesterday for a couple of hours because he had a doctor's appointment yesterday morning. And then Kim burned up 2 drills. Yeah, burned them up. She's tough. She's tough. Yeah, Alaska, it is cold. I can guarantee you. My brother was stationed up there. He said he ain't never felt cold. You went up there. He was stationed, I think, in Anchorage back in his Army days. And they did maneuvers. He said, "You ain't seen cold. You ain't seen cold yet." And where he lives now, up in Washington, up there, Washington State. You know, sometimes I talk to him on the phone. It'd be 6, 8, 10 degrees. I don't want none of that. You know, if I could just say, okay, I'm gonna go to Alaska, and all of a sudden I'll be there. You know, without all the travel arrangements, flying, going to airport or driving, you know, all that. It'd be great, but you got to put that out to get there. You got to either drive or fly to get there. You know. Oh wow, they have a cabin in Alaska. I bet that is beautiful up there. I watch a lot of Alaskan shows, you know, and I watched something I tell you I thought fascinating is that Railroad Alaska or something like that, Alaska Railroad, whatever. Uh, they pick up people beside the road and give them rides into town. I was like, this doggone neat. You get out here around Splendor's, bro, they gonna run over you. You better not get on that track. They ain't stopping. Uh, uh, okay. Susan's gonna have a birthday, I think it says on Friday. You got to remind us, sweetie. If I wrote it on this chalkboard or this whiteboard, somebody end up playing with here on the porch, these kids before then. Just remind me, okay? Uh, all right, Susan has one on Saturday. We can sing to her today. In case she's not here on Friday. We won't be here on Saturday. Someone asked me, "If you ever gonna start doing a Saturday live?" If I ever did a Saturday live, it would be when I'm cooking breakfast for Lex or you know, I'd be probably in the kitchen. I don't know how well that would be. Susan, okay? Susan, we're gonna sing happy birthday to you here in a minute. And if you do bite yourself, maybe you'll be healed up by Saturday when you have your party, okay? All right. Anyway, where was I at? Oh yeah, Alaska. It's just a beautiful place. And I'll tell you other places. You know, we watch a lot of movies, G and I, in the afternoons. You know, we finally take our breaks in the afternoon. We go in and watch something. And we watch a lot of these BritBox movies, I guess you call them. And they're filmed in different places, you know, and beautiful places over in England, you know. And Midsummer Murders, I thought, had the most beautiful scenery. And these are real little towns, little villages or towns, whatever you gonna call them. The little bakery shops and the little pubs and all this stuff along the streets, you know, it's really neat. The countryside is beautiful. But New Zealand, beautiful. And some beautiful places. We've watched several Australian, you know, you get out in the outback now, it's beautiful in its own way. But it can be scary out there too. You get out there in the outback in Australia and get lost. You're up the creek. Without a creek. All right. BritBox is stations on TV. It's some like, but they're like British type movies. You know, they speak like us, or well, they don't speak like me, but they speak English. But they get that accent too. But anyway, that's not the deal. It's just and there's no hardly ever see any sex scenes or cussing. That's what G likes. You ain't got to worry about a bunch of sex scenes or a bunch of cussing in these. Cause she likes to watch just like different detective shows and stuff. And I got hooked into it with Midsummer Murders, and just awesome cast of people that did it, and good storylines, really good. A lot of humor in it. Well, besides the murder, the murder was a humor. All right, Australian TV. Okay, yeah. Anyway, just different things to watch. There are beautiful places. Australia is really, it's kind of like America too. We've got the mountains and we got the snowy places and the cold places, and we got some areas that get a lot of rain. And Australia's the same way. And we got deserts, and you got deserts. We're a lot alike, a lot alike. When you got big countries like that, you got a lot of different types of climate, even. Good morning, Mary Coker. Uh, Good morning. When we were younger, it would have been harder for us to travel, but it would have been easier for us physically to travel. Now, G and Kim get in the car and take off, and it don't bother them to drive all day long somewhere. Yeah. Uh, Mary, you doing okay, sweetie? Uh, well, Janet, that's sweet, sweetie, but that's sweet. Janet watches YouTube with us guys. Uh, you got it seriously on TV. There are a lot of good shows on TV. There's some good movies come on TV also, but uh, you have to be careful, especially if you got little ones around. Us older folks would say, okay, we can fast forward, or we can just, ignore it. But if you got little children running through there, you got some scenes on TV. Oh, what is that? What are they doing? So, uh, and a lot of them are the language. You sometimes we'll start a movie and it'll start off right off, and it's just every kind of word in it, not in the dictionary either, just every kind of words. And she just said, "We ain't watching this," and we'll click it to something else. And may have been a good movie. Why would they ruin it with the language? Uh, it is. It's just that's the way it is, I guess. The times. It's the times, right? Okay, we're going to get ready to sing our song here because I'd rather somebody sing it early so they can get, first aid early. Uh, so if y'all ready, I'm going to tell you the names I got. Okay, y'all listen. I got Christy, Lori, Catherine, Kelly, and Susan. Anybody know anybody else? Chosen is a good movie, Piggy. Sure is. Anybody else? Okay. Now, we're going to sing a happy anniversary song for Reva and Ray. Okay? All right. Now, I sometimes get a little confused. Here we go. Do the Reva and Ray first, okay? Happy anniversary to you. Happy anniversary to you. Happy anniversary, Reba and Ray. Happy anniversary to you. All right. Now, the birthdays. Oh, yeah. Okay, here we go. No biting. Thank you, Marcia. Tell them, no biting. Get a hold on your chair, or if you got someone there with them, let them hold your hands. But be careful because they need to be careful. Sometimes you start trying to bite them to get loose. Okay, you're being bit trying to get loose. Yeah, you can. It happens. All right, here we go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Christy, Laurie, Catherine, Kelly, Susan. Happy birthday to you. If you bet yourself you was warned. They was warned, Buster. We told them. All right. Uh, the house. Tell you about the house. I'm so sore this morning. I woke up this morning and said, oh no. But uh, Kim will be back. We've been running wire. I run a temporary wire from the breaker box into the breaker box in the house, from going off the pole to the house. Just temporary for the air conditioner. Then I went ahead and wired the air conditioner in permanent. So it's done. So then we started, at least we had air. I can't run everything until we get the main service wires brought in, and that I'm going to have help on that. They're heavy. They got to be put in conduit. So, it's going to be tough. Yeah, happy birthday to all you guys, okay? Seriously. And that might not happen to this weekend. Dan, somebody's home. I don't know. I'm going to get that wasp. I'm going to get them probably today. I'm going to get something to spray them, buddy. They're in that breaker box. Every time you open it up, one of them, and then there's two of them. Was one, now there's two. You know how they multiply. Won't for long be three. Yeah, I'll get them. But so we started running wire, drilling holes and running wire. And drilling holes is probably one of the harder parts. We made a couple of changes as we went. Kim had some things marked. We changed a couple of things. But overall, she's got everything where she wants it. And I think her and her mama agreed on everything where she got stuff at. It's kind of funny listening to her talk. Where the freezer goes here, that's where the freezer going to plug in. Well, this is going to be your desk. You're going to need a light for your desk. Yeah. Okay. At least my desk found a spot. But anyway, she said, you ain't got to run extension cords all over the house and stuff. Okay, that's fine. But that's a lot of work. But yesterday, I've had my little, what do you call it, a roller walker, whatever someone sent. Lester brought over, I forget who sent it. Someone sent it to Lester to bring to me. He brought it over that day, him and Jeff come by. And I had it in my man cave out in good weather, air conditioning out there, controlled environment. And so when I got ready to build the house, I said, I'm going to take it to my house and use it. And I have used that thing. I can sit there in that thing and do wiring on the floor and then plugs. Roll to the next one. So my legs are so sore, just getting up and down, moving around, getting stuff, coming back, sitting back down, getting up, walking across, getting other stuff, moving and helping to pull wire. It just, but I think Kim's supposed to be getting a new drill this morning, and I got an old one out there in the barn. If I can find it, all that stuff went out the barn from my shops, all in totes everywhere. But I'll bring it out, and so we're going to go and get that done, get the rest of our holes drilled this morning, and start running wire again today. Hopefully we can get all the wiring run by tomorrow. If not, Friday. If I get all the holes drilled and the wires run, then I can come out on Friday and everybody can have a day off and wire the outlets in myself. But that's the main thing, is the holes drilled and the wire run through the attic and down through the holes and stuff, and that we got bent. And I found out the other day, I felt so sorry for Jake. Jake worked all night. This is dangerous. Over there in his house at Honey Hill, putting up lights and stuff at night by himself. And I think Lou told me he worked all night. I said, that's dangerous, Lou. Get hurt over there by himself. But yeah, Jake's, and that's why I haven't asked Jake to do a lot. Jake's got his hands full, this guy. He's up to here with stuff to do over there. He's trying to get it all done. the next couple of weeks. Uh, Somebody just met somebody. That's awesome. I'm glad you guys are meeting people. Okay, I'm gonna try to catch up on these comments because I get to talking and they're zipping by and I don't get all of them. Okay, so but Kim will be back today, and her and I get back on the wire, and Ben will be over and get the holes drilled. Uh, Good morning, Melissa. Good morning, Melissa English. That's I wasn't too good in English. Y'all know that, huh? Oh, yeah, we see. Uh, Jake is working hard. He does. Jake needs to take a few days off. He truly does. Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you, Melissa. I appreciate that. Yeah, Ronnie's feeling better. Uh, when he feels good, I know it because I'll get little messages all day long that are not really nice. They're not nice. He feels bad, you don't hear much from him at all. You got to call him and ask him what's wrong with you. I don't feel good. Uh, yeah, I know he wants to move in the next week or two. I don't know how much he's got left over there, but I know they all went over last Saturday. They had a paint party and got all the rooms painted, I think. Uh, History was my main thing too. I loved history, still love history, and I've always been really into history. You know, world history is great, and I know a lot about it. But American history, especially the early American history, just has always been my thing. You know, and Texas history naturally, but I love history. But English, I could have done without it. I didn't need it. And I'll tell you something else. Now listen, it's just me. It's me. They teach you all this algebra and geometry and all this stuff. I don't know how many of y'all have used that stuff since you got out of school. Now, it's important to know how to add, subtract, multiply, and divide. That is it. That's the core. Now, unless you're going to be flying spaceships and rockets, do you need all that stuff? I don't know. I've never used it. I've never used that stuff since I've been out of school, except for the basics. You know, add, subtract, multiply, divide, and I do that. I do that well. I do it well. I didn't have much use for English. I don't do that so well. Okay. Uh, you ask Alexa. Yeah, there you go. But what if she's wrong? What if she's wrong? What if, you going down the highway and you got this, is it Alexa's on there that's telling you stuff and you Googling something? Or somebody else, some other lady. And turn left at the next, 1/4 of a mile turn left. Right there, right? I know they're on the right. Okay. Yeah, there's a gator in the pond. I think he's gone now. Uh, I didn't know it. I didn't. I went down and looked 2 or 3 times. I guess he hid in the bushes. Uh, there you go, Marcia. You're right there. Bring back home economics and shop classes. And I think eventually they will wise up, and they will. I taught a shop class, but when I went to work at the school, when I hired on as a teacher to teach a shop class, they had so many vocational programs. They had like 4 or 5 at junior high alone, and probably twice that many in high school. But over the years, you see them cutting one, cut another. Every year, it seemed like it was cutting one. When it got down to the time when I retired, uh, I was the only one left at junior high, and there were only like two or three left at high school. 2 years after I retired, they shut down the one at junior high. So, yeah, they were going. They was just getting rid of them. And I heard actually a superintendent say one time, 'cause I knew him. He was a coach when I was in high school, and he was our superintendent. And was talking one day, and he said, "Well, it's all about money." He said, "Well, federal government will match what school districts put up. Like if they put up X amount of dollars, then the federal government would match it for these vocational programs. But school districts got where they didn't want to put up that money. You know, they'd rather just send them to a classroom, and save that money that they were spending and use it on something else. And that I think is what it really all come down to. Uh, Marcy, you're right. You and me are on the same page about that math. Now, if you, I guess, want to go higher, in education and stuff like you know, you would need more advanced mathematics. I guess that's great. I had a dentist once that was from, I want to say Austria. I think it's where he was from. And I was a shop teacher and was talking one day, and he said, where he come from, when you got to eighth grade, every kid that was tested like an aptitude test, and those that scored higher in other things or what other different subjects, then as they went into high school, they were offered more of those type of subjects to advance that knowledge, and those that tested in other fields went to other fields. So I'm guessing he must have been pretty good in medicine or whatever. He become a dentist, but he said, yeah. Uh, I think he told me his sister, she went into home economics, and he said that's just the way it was. And who knows if that had a good system or not? I don't know. It worked out for him. Uh, Hatari, that has been my statement forever. Every kid, and I'm not trying to cut anything down or take anything away from any child. Every child is not college bound. They're not. I mean, you might want to say they are, but they're not. And I'm not talking about if they smart or not. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying every kid comes out of high school, he may not want to go to college. He wants to get out in the work field, go ahead and get a job and get going, or join the military or whatever. Then he may go back to college later, uh, but he may not be that starting out right off. That's where he wants to go. And a lot of schools try to say, yeah, everybody's got to go to college, and that's not going to happen. Does that sound negative? I'm sorry, but it's true. Okay, Mans, you here? All right, Mans is here, I guess. Peggy, that's the thing about a whole lot of folks, sweetie. You're right, Jesse. A college degree these days, for sure, does not guarantee you a job, or at least a job you want, you know. Uh, if you get down to pay, there's trades out there that pay just as much as someone at graduated from college, depending on what field they went into, I guess, naturally. But there's trades out there. You take some of these electricians and stuff, these unions, especially union guys and stuff like that, and these people working in these auto shops and stuff, these union places, building cars and stuff. They make a ton of money, you know. Uh, and even if you went to college, you'd have to have a pretty good job to match what they make. But college is good. It is. I'm not down. It's good. Uh, Lester and Tina both went to college, and both of them are very smart. They've done well. Lester is retired from teaching, and Tina's only a few years out. She'll be retiring from it. Uh, and to me, I never thought I'd ever be a teacher. I hated school. I only liked certain. I loved recess. Don't get me wrong. I loved recess, and I loved PE and stuff like that. You know, outdoorsy stuff. And but I never thought I'd go back and teach school. You know, I never thought that in my life. You know, not me. And that's where I ended up. But anyway, some are cut out for it, and some ain't. Ain't. That's a good word. Uh, Bartending. Okay, I never was a bartender. I knew a few in my younger days. Uh, yeah, there are people. There are people with degrees working in places like that. That's true. Uh, that's true. Animal science worked in the vet's office. That'd be awesome work. But yeah, those guys, doctors are smart. Don't get me wrong. Doctors are very smart. I mean, they got to be. Uh, but vets, have you ever thought about how smart a vet? That animal can't tell you where he hurts. They just got to figure it out. That's pretty doggone smart, you know, to be able to diagnose somebody that can't tell you where they hurt, how they feel. Carol had a restaurant. Yeah. Okay, Amy took cosmetology in high school. You know, Cleveland's cosmetology class. Uh, I went to school with her. Uh, we rode together to Sam Houston. Uh, anyway, she told me that, and she taught cosmetology over in Target and Prairie, and they also had one in Cleveland there too. But anyway, uh, we rode together, and she was telling us that when her kids more or less graduate from her class, and I don't forget what all they had to do. Then went to Austin and took a test to get their license, and beauticians or whatever you call it, you know. So I thought that's pretty neat, you know, because when they come out of school, if they had passed all their stuff and passed that test, they had a license to go to work and become a beautician or whatever you call them. I went to too many bars while you worked there. uh, oh, all right. Good morning here. There's Bree, Joy. Uh, Atari played a slot machine at 3 years old. Wow. Uh, Marge worked in an auto factory for 30 years. Okay, awesome. Thank you, Layla. I've got four. One is a winter hat, one's a fall hat, and then two, this kind of got a net for summer. And I've got two like this. They're pretty neat hats, and then Ronnie loves them, but he won't admit it. If Ronnie had one, I bet he'd sleep in it. I bet he'd sleep in it. But Ronnie take it off if somebody comes to his house because he said, "Oh, they don't look good. I don't like them." But yeah, that's just the way Ronnie is. Uh, Thank you there, Maria. Marie, I'm sorry. Julie, good morning. Yeah, I'm retired too, I think. Sometimes I'm not. Uh, I'm going to turn this camera around and show you that little fort that's gone and try to get it back around and get it set up here. So hang on, guys. Now, our porch is loaded with stuff, okay? Now, listen, you can't look down the porch and see that. That's a bathtub, shower deal. Down at the far end, that big box is insulation for the pipe, and a bunch of other boxes of stuff that goes in the house. You see out there? The little house is gone. You see all the way over to Dan's house. I can kind of spy on Dan there. Uh, we got to clean up out there. Still got some cleanup to do. But anyway, it's gone. We can sit on the porch and see Lou, Dan, Bree, Ellie. We can be PawPaw. We can see them all. Last night, Ivan went out a couple of days ago, wanted out. He wanted out. So I let him out in the back. When he wants to go out, he'll go to the gate and stand there, and I'll go out and I'll let him out, love on him a little bit, and give him some treats and stuff, and he goes on. Well, last night I get ready to go put the goats in a little shelter, because I lock them in at night. And he's standing at the gate wanting back in. So I walk out, open the gate, he comes in. Well, then here comes Miracle. Wait for me. Now I'll take it back. Yesterday morning, he wanted back in. Yeah, it's yesterday morning I let him back in. He wanted in. So last night, he's standing out there, and Miracle is standing by the gate. And I go out and bring him in to feed him, and she wants to come in too. So I let her in, and she come in. She was nice. I didn't let them in with the goats. They come in into the goat pen, but not into the goat shelter, because Miracle gets it's kind of a girl thing. She gets angry. I was just picking on y'all. If she gets angry with them little goats, she just butt them out of the way. And she's kind of rough. Ivan, he just kind of backs the ears. They move and get out of his way. And sometimes she'd be rough with him. But so in an enclosed place, I don't want her in a place where they can't get away from her. If she wants to act bad, and I don't know why she does that stuff. But and it's not all the time; it's now and then. So I don't let her come in with the goats in their side their little shelter. She can go out there in the barn. There's a stall. She can go into the barn. If it starts raining, she wants to get out of the weather. It's open. She can go right into it. But Ivan can come in with the goats if he wants to. But little Gidget comes in with them every night. She comes flying in there just like a goat. The other night she come flying in. She had a stick hung at her tail. And it's dragging this stick. I had to take the stick out of her tail. All right. I seeing somebody praying for Wendy. Okay. I went to school with several girls that became nurses, and a couple of them are RNs. And yeah, can you imagine? Well, doctors too. With no doctors and nurses, we'd all be up the creek, wouldn't we? Yeah. A little old simple thing probably kill us. But yeah, nurses. A good nurse go a long way. Buster, you gonna set this chair? Okay, you can. Where's Wood Dog? He's down on the porch, sleep. Yeah, first responders, guys. Thank you there, Julie. Thank you so much. I think you look a little dapper too. Uh, uh, Nancy's been a nurse for 43 years, just retired. Uh, uh, I see some folks praying for different ones, and so I didn't get to see all the comments on that, but you guys, there you go. Prayers for everyone. Praying for Peggy. Uh, yeah, they do. You know, we all need prayers probably on a daily basis, but sometimes we're in a really a dire need for it to be quick. Yeah, we need it quick. So just keep everybody in your prayers, guys. It don't take long just to, to really mean it though. To sit down and just thank God for what you got, and pray for these folks that you know or even you don't know that you've met or haven't met. Uh, you got to remember them all by name. He knows who you're talking about. Nurses are the backbone of the hospitals. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Uh, I do have a great view from up here, Karen. Sitting here on the porch, Karen said I got a great view. I do. Uh, and and my boy Buster is Buster, hang on. Almost dropped my tripod. Kim has got it so far out of whack. I'm gonna spank her today when she gets here. She had to spank it, Buster. Uh, yeah, it is a great view, and it's cool up on this porch. Even when it's hot everywhere, you come up on this porch, it's so shady with these trees, and there's always a little bit of a breeze. It's not a breeze this morning. It's still cool, but it's not even a breeze. It's real still this morning, and but it's a beautiful view. And you sit up here and just enjoy. You hear the birds and stuff in the background, and you see animals moving around. I see breeze horses out, there's tails swishing and stuff. Yeah, it's just something really nice to watch, and uh, it's nice. It's very nice. Someone asked me, said, well, what about where's the packages going to go till you move the little thing? Well, Dan has built another, and I'm not going to video it because Dan has made a video, him and Lou and Bree building it. And it'll come out this week. I don't know what day. Uh, and you'll see it's really nice. And it's at a very good location. And they did a great job. And so we ain't got to worry about it being right in our front door. And plus, now, the only thing I see, them little girls come out here and say, where's our house? Where's our playhouse? I said, well, Dan got it, baby. Dan got it. I give it to Dan. I said, Dan, I said, if you could move it without tearing it down, I said, make you a great little goat house. But, he's not going to take the stairs. He said, they're old, just going to leave them. He's going to build a ramp. The goats could have used the stairs too, but he just built a ramp. He can put it out there in his goat pen, build a ramp stuff, fix it up really nice for them to play in, sleep in. I guarantee you they'll sleep in that thing. Yeah, that little old fort goes way back. I'll tell you a little bit of history about it. Must have been, and I've got like Ben now. I think it was in 2016. Ben knows dates, and I say that because it was before Harvey. Before Harvey come through. It was in 2017, if I remember right. Lex and Connor and I built it. Them little guys were little, but they were out here with me, and I set 4 posts, framed it in, and I was still climbing pretty good, and we built it. And Harvey come along, and they played in it. But Harvey come along, and I was able to rescue 3 baby goats out of this pasture. And by the time I got those 3, Dan and I helped me. We got these 3 up here and put them up in there and closed the little door. we couldn't get back to the others. It's how fast that water's coming across here, deep. Sad, sad, sad day. But anyway, those three survived up in that fort, them three little goats. And yeah. So, and then later on, and we had some concrete left over. They poured some concrete and had some left over. I said, well, here, I built a little frame real quick and poured it underneath there and I smoothed it out. Same with this concrete here in front. There's some left over from a pour that we had, and just dump it over here, we'll spread it out. If you don't, they take it back up there and wash it out on the ground, and just don't do nobody no good. You've already paid for it. They don't mind dumping it out wherever you want it. So if you had you order more than you need, yeah, we'll find a place for it. Anyway, that's why you see little slabs everywhere. Little slabs everywhere. But it's always better to have more than not enough. You don't want to ever run out, and you still need more concrete. But anyway, so they poured a little foundation underneath it. And then when Bree come along, said a place to put packages, I said, well, put them under there, so she go all in the bottom. And that's where packages been going. Now they're going to be in the other little house that Dan built. And this will be all torn down, except for little slabs. She wants her little wishing well set on top of that little concrete slab. It's real small. It's a 8x8. Just set it right in the center. It'd be neat. Maybe put some flowers around it or something. It'd be kind of cute. And it's not going to obstruct the view of anything. So that's probably what we'll do out there on it. And we'll get that going. I'll show you on the video of what we're doing and all that. All right, our time's starting to run down. The little fort will continue to be used. It will be used, and them little goats over there at Dan's will enjoy it. I guarantee you they'll have fun in it. And I don't doubt Cash and Carter won't be out there playing in it with them goats, when they're over visiting with Dan. Tamala. Is it Tamala? 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 She's got a birthday. Well, nobody told me. It's not too late. It's never too late. Okay. I hope I'm saying it right. Tamala or Tamala. I'm going to say it both. So get ready. And sweetie, you know the rules. You hold on to something. Do not bite yourself. When that lady sent me that picture of her lip all chewed up, I felt so bad. Okay, here we go, baby. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Tamala, Tamala, whatever. Happy birthday to you. Yeah, a little touch I put on the end of it. To you. I should have been a singer instead of a bus driver. What do you think, Buster? PawPaw could have been a singer? Yeah. All right, I got Seamus. Seamus has already come over here, laid out here on the porch, stretched out like a big cat. Listen, I'll tell you a quick story before we go. Dustin brought his baby, little Jean. Yeah, they call her Cassidy and all that. It's just little Jean. But anyway, he also brought his dogs, Addie, and I don't remember the other one's name. One of the little three-legged dog. But anyway, Addie's a German Shepherd, but they bark constantly and they don't like cats. They don't hurt cats, but they chase cats. My cats have been in fear ever since them dogs showed up. So, I was out here last night. I come out here to make sure everything's all closed up and everything turned off. And Shane was out here on the porch, all stretched out. Shane, he's already moved over. He said, I ain't coming back, and the dogs are gone, PawPaw. But he did come back this morning to eat. So, yeah, but there, Larry's telling me something. He said, how you going to get all them cats to move over with you? I said, well, Larry, when Dustin and them move in, for sure, them cats will be leaving there. They'll be coming over here where I'm at. But I'll start feeding over here, when we get ready to move in. They'll come wherever I'm feeding, and once they see us where we're at night, they'll stay. I don't worry about that. Uh, and my three little girls, little Baby and Mary Ann and Ginger, they're going to be moving in over here in this little pen next by Bree's Chickens. They're going to live in there. They're going to keep it cleaned up. Some little brush and weeds, I keep that stuff cleaned up, and they'll be close to me. And I'll build them a little shelter out there, and I'll be able to watch them. I don't worry about the big goats. I'll close them in at night. I don't worry about them. These little guys, they don't like to hang out with the big goats. The big goats kind of mean to them. So it'll be good and safer for them. And I can let them out here in the yard some days when everybody's at work. They won't know. Nobody knows. And they just kind of play around here, and trim the shrubs, stuff like that. All right, guys, we're running over time, so I'm going to get out of here. I love y'all. I've enjoyed our little visit this morning. I didn't have a whole lot going on, so we'll tell you about our wiring and stuff. Kim will be here shortly, and I'll have all my coffee drinked, and I'll be ready to help her out a little bit. See you guys back here on Friday for another live, and I'll see you every morning on our regular video. Invite your friends. If you know someone that you think would enjoy this, guys, let them know to tune in at 8 o'clock, Plum Grove time. Okay? And because you never know. Somebody might be sitting around just wishing they had something to do, somebody to chat with, somebody to talk to or something. So invite them, okay? Share it, share the good times. All right, I love you guys. I'm gonna get out of here. Y'all take care, and we'll see you guys later. Roddy, tip of the day, Roddy. I love you folks.